I'm Debbie Emblem.
And I'm Dave Stewart.
And I'm Annie.
The Eurythmics coming up.
Sweet dreams are made of these. One of those lyrics, Dave Stewart and Annie Lennox, otherwise known as the Eurythmics. Debbie Emblem with a special session.
One of rock's most diverse duos performs at the Worcester Centrum tomorrow night. Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart, better known as the Eurythmics, arrived in Boston tonight, and Debbie Emblem saw them, huh?
Yeah, went over to the news conference, and it was, well, you could expect, of course, this group to be sort of unconventional, right, and arrive at Logan Airport and dish up more than the standard news conference. Well, they did. Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart chatted, performed, and let us know the motivation behind their music. Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart are so comfortable with themselves that the news conference just flew by, but not before we got a bit of a handle on who they are. Don't you worry if you're lonely, baby. I'm at your door. They are musicians and songwriters with a new album and tour, and they have 5 albums of gold or platinum status behind them. They shy away from corporate sponsorships because they say that dilutes what they're about.
We've been approached by thousands of companies, you know, and us just singing how we feel in a room like this with an acoustic guitar, it's like a statement, it's an antidote against that. Ooh, yeah. We two are one.
The Eurythmics' new album addresses issues about America's obsession with success and about the emptiness of being a celebrity, especially in The King and Queen of America, in which Annie recreates 22 celebrities.
The kind of pressure that the media is putting upon us all the time, we're seeing people that are in power and that have a great deal of success, and we're just wondering about the value of that. So don't go thinking you're the only one.
The Eurythmics' music is based on opposition, and it's covered the spectrum in style, but don't try to categorize it.
We want the freedom to be who we are, and our music's eclectic, and it changes from record to record because we change. My mama told me, girl, my mama told me, strong, stay true to yourself, can't go wrong. But there's just one thing that you must understand, you can fool with brother, but don't mess with the mission.
Don't mess with them. Well, we can never quite know what to expect from the Eurythmics, but we can count on some strong ideas and musical risks. They perform tomorrow night at the Worcester Centrum.
One performance only.
Yep. Yeah, should be interesting. They're an interesting pair, and I like the fact that they just were so relaxed and took the time to do a little acoustic set and hang out with us. We had fun. Forgot that we were at a news conference. It was a lot of fun.
The rock group known as Eurythmics is in town, preparing for a concert tonight at the Chicago Theater. Channel 5 Entertainment reporter Norman Mark is live at O'Hare, where the group gave a preview performance this afternoon at O'Hare for television cameras only. Norman, how was it?
That's right. It's one of the most interesting things I've ever covered. There were people here before they did anything that said, Eurythmics, that sounds like some sort of a group for exercise in rhythm or something like that. No, the Eurythmics are a terrific group that does soul and rock and pop and all kinds of styles. And they were at O'Hare, opposite gate H6 of American Airlines, in the group sales office, a very small office, to do the smallest, strangest concert ever.
That's the thing about us two still being together after years of deadly strife.
Don't you worry if you're lonely, baby. I'm at your door.
Annie Lennox and Dave Stewart, the Eurythmics, with a new album, We Two Are One. They began by living together, then they broke up, then they formed a musical partnership and became international hits in 1983 with Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. But it wasn't easy.
We were a couple that broke up and got back together again in a completely different sense, you know. And in many respects, it is difficult. But the thing is for us that making music has always been a major inspiration of both of our lives. And making music together has been very productive and incredibly creative.
was Stewart and Lennox. Now, the purpose of coming here and doing a pre-concert for just 4 television crews out in a small room at O'Hare was part of Stewart and Lennox's idea to make the music smaller, to not have the big sponsorships and the huge things that you see in regular musical concerts, rock concerts, but to bring it down to a guy, a guitar, and a pretty girl singing songs about their own relationship, about the tensions that they feel because they once lived together and now they're musical partners and very, very good friends. It was fascinating to see someone try to make the music back to what it was before, when they're in coffee houses, when they're just starting out. I'm Norman Mark at O'Hare at the American Airlines ticket counter, and back to you.
Norman, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to sound crass, but in their concerts tonight, don't you think that maybe ticket sales also had something to do with the performance for the television cameras?
No, they're completely sold out, I'm told, for tonight. I don't think you can get tickets, so the purpose wasn't to sell tickets. Now, maybe it was to sell albums, because they do have a new album, and it's about to go gold. They're about to sell 500,000 copies of the album, and they are pushing the singles, We Two Are One, T-O-O. And yes, it is to get some sort of recognition here. The Eurythmics are very big in Europe, but in America, they're a little less known. People still think of them as some sort of exercise group.
Thanks, Norman. By the way, Warner, Bob Surratt's going to have more on the Eurythmics tonight at 10.
Well, that's good, because that's one of my favorite groups. They really are.
Really?
I'm going to go out and buy one of those albums, I think.